Hello everyone, in this two-part video we will be discussing division with two-digit divisors. In this first introduction video we will be talking about a tool basically that we use in division with two-digit divisors, something to basically explain why we do what we do in order to solve problems like these. We will be starting off here where I have divisions such as 420 divided by 70 and 350 divided by 50. Now, as we know from last year, if we have a division like this, I can basically cross out the zeros and be left with a division 42 divided by 7, which makes 6. Very simply, right? Sorry. Makes 6. Very good. And if I wanted to make sure, I could multiply 6 with 70, and I would get 420. Here, I could do the same. 350 divided by 50. I cross out the zeros, and I'm left with 35 divided by 5, which makes 7. And indeed, 7 times 50 makes 350. Here, I have a problem, because in 320 divided by 78, 78 does not have a 0 at the end, so I can't just erase this 8. So what I do, I treat 78 as if it's 80, the nearest 10 up, 80. I do this because I'm trying to figure out how many times 78 fits into 320. So to treat 78 as a number that's really close to it, such as 80, won't change my result most likely. So I treat 78 as if it's an 80. In which case, if it wasn't an 80, I could just cross out this 0 along with this one and be left with 32 divided by 8, which makes 4. So let's test this. Is it actually 4? To test this, I should do the multiplication 78 times 4 to see what I get. 4 times 8 makes 32. Write the 2, carry the 3. 4 times 7 makes 28, plus 3 that I carried over makes 31. 321. After this multiplication, I should consider, could I fit another 78 here into this 312 without passing 320? Could I fit a fifth 78 in here without passing 320? And the answer would be no. I would reach the number 390, which is far more than 320, so no. Now 78 doesn't fit perfectly into 320, but to the question, how many times does it fit? The answer is indeed 4. Same goes here. I treat 53, as if it's a 60. And you might wonder, well, why should I treat it as a 60 despite the fact that it's closer to 50? And the answer is that I should treat it as if it's the closest 10 up, because if I just treat it as 50, then the chances of me getting a wrong answer are increased. So in the case that I had 240 divided by 60, I would say, in order to find the answer, I would say how many times the 6 fit into 24. And the answer to that would be 4. Again, to test this, I would do the multiplication 53 times 4. And if I do this multiplication, I get the answer 212. Now, could I fit another 53 in here without passing 240? The answer is no. I would surpass it. So, indeed, to the question, how many 53s can I fit into 240? The answer is 4. There is a remainder because I still need more to get from 212 to 240, but that is not the answer I'm trying to answer. The question I'm trying to answer is, how many 53s can I fit into this 240? Let's go to the next two divisions. Here I have 221 divided by 29. Here I have a problem again because 221 does not have a 0 at the end as well. So even if I treat this as a 30, I can't cross out a 0 here, but if I just put a 0 here and it becomes 220, again, I can cross out the zeros and I can ask myself, in order to find the answer, how many 3's can I fit into 22? And the answer would be 7. Let's test this out. 29, times 7. 7 times 9 makes 63. Right, 3 carries 6. 2 times 7 makes 14. And 6 that I carried over makes 203. So, 203. Could I fit another 29 without passing 221? The answer is no. I would get to 232, which is more than 221. So no, I couldn't fit another 29 here. There is a remainder, but that doesn't matter. The maximum amount of 29s I could fit into 221 is 7. And that is the question I was trying to answer. Next, let's say I want to do 552 divided by 87. Put a 0 here and treat this as if it's a 90. And I would say, how many times is 9 fit into 55? Well, the answer to that is 6. To test this out, I do the multiplication, 87 times 6. And I would get 6 times 7 makes 42. All right, the 2 carry the 4. 6 times 8 makes 48. Plus 4 that I carried over makes 52. So my result is 522. Can I fit another 87 here without passing 555? No. So indeed, despite having a remainder of 30 to get to 252 from 522, I can only fit 6 87s into 552. And that is what I was trying to find out. What you just saw is a tool. It's a tool that helps me estimate the answer. It helps me guess the answer, basically. Because the alternative, for example, in this last problem here, the alternative to what I just did would be doing 87 times 1, and 87 times 2, and 87 times 3, and 87 times 4, and 87 times 5, until I just reached 87 times 6 to find how many times I could fit it, which could be a whole lot more tiring. So instead of that, I try to use this method to guess how many 87s I can fit into 552. I test it out, of course, with this multiplication, but it is a very useful tool that will save me a lot of time. In the next part, we'll see how this tool is used to do division with two-digit divisors.